Hey everyone, welcome to this weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for the week of August 23rd to the 29th of 2021. Alright, so this week we're coming off of a full moon, which just took place last Sunday. This is usually the heightened energy of the lunar month, and where we usually come to some awareness in the lunar cycle. It's a good time coming into the week to still do a bit of a status check. How has the past 2 weeks of the lunar cycle been going? And maybe what are some shifts and changes that we could implement for the next 2 weeks moving forward after that full moon. Now, a lot of the aspects are concentrated in the first half of the week here up until about Thursday, starting on Monday with Venus, the planet of relationships and values. What we value in life is trining up to responsible Saturn. So we could be enjoying maybe some responsibilities. Maybe it's easier to do that, a bit grounded. And in those relationships could be supportively grounded as well. Around Tuesday, Mercury, the planet of our mind and communication, will be opposite up to deep watery Neptune. So our minds might be wandering a bit. We may want to escape a bit with the mind or the routines. So good to find some balance with that. Some constructive things with this is to channel maybe some of that imagination constructively, maybe some of that intuition constructively, and anything that is more centered on the soul. Could be very good to develop during that opposition. Now, Wednesday, that Mercury will start to go into Virgo, where Mercury is very comfortable. And so our minds are getting into the analytical Virgo energy. We may start to think in terms of improving things, working on things, which is really what we've already been valuing a bit with Venus already there, but it does add to that improvement analytical energy. Now, Thursday is the last aspects. Mercury will be trining deep Pluto, so we could have a bit of a deep mind, very good for researching, bringing up deep truths, but also in communications as well. Deeper communications could be quite supportive. And a minor aspect on Thursday, Venus will be opposite Chiron, the healing comet. So there could be some healing taking place in those interpersonal relationships. All right, so let's go and take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. Alrighty, so here's the sky for this week. We're going to start first with Monday, August 23rd. Looking at the visible sky here, we are using the visible sky on this channel called True Sidereal Astrology, and it does change the signs from mainstream astrology. A good example is Pisces. Pisces is a very large constellation in the sky, and planets do take longer to transit through here. And then shorter, let's say, in Aries, which is a much smaller constellation. So the signs will be different. If you are new to this channel, definitely check out that link down below for more information on True Sidereal Astrology. All right, so let's go ahead and do a bit of a recap coming into this week, see where the fast-moving planets are located. We still do have a lot of concentration in Leo. The Sun, Mars, and Mercury are still here. And this is really where we started the lunar cycle 2 weeks ago. So Leo is all about self-expression. It's all about doing the things we find fun in life, that give us energy and vital life force, right? So essentially doing the things that we love, we're passionate about, and expressing ourselves. Great time of doing this. Still great to set intentions with it. We're gaining energy from this stuff with the Sun. We're taking action in this way with Mars, and up until about the Wednesday time period, we'll still be thinking and communicating in this expressive way with Leo. Now, Venus is here in Virgo, where she is not so comfortable. She is debilitated here. She's been here for since last week, and so we are, to some degree, valuing and enjoying the improvement-oriented aspects of life. So it does make it very good for enjoying things like personal development or enjoying our work and our service. Venus can often represent relationships, so there is a bit of that great energy to connect with others in the realm of improving things or finding solutions or working together on things. This could be a great way of working with this Venus here in Virgo, which will get a bit stronger once Mercury enters here around Wednesday. All right, so in terms of the aspects, as you can see here, a lot of the aspects are concentrated in the first half of the week, starting first with Monday. And again, the most important thing will be coming off of that full moon. So that's going to be a full moon in Aquarius. on Sunday coming into this week, which is really, again, about doing a status check, and specifically with our visionary side of Aquarius. How are our future visions? How is that visionary side of ourself? Are we forward thinking? Are there some ideals maybe we want to cultivate for the future? And Aquarius can very much be very collective as well, focusing on the world or the future, right? And this is the balancing point of Leo, where what really helps us express ourselves and really do what we're passionate about is usually contributing to something greater than ourselves. Again, some future ideal, or sometimes things that are more collaborative in nature. So again, great to do a status check with that and maybe make some shifts and changes. The moon will still be in Aquarius here around the Monday time period. Now on Monday, Venus, that planet of values, what we value and relationships, will be in a supportive trine with more responsible Saturn. So it could be enjoying a bit of that responsibility. Maybe things that do take time, patience, perseverance can come across quite easier doing supportive time periods with Saturn. And our relationships as well might be feeling a bit grounded there. So very good for any intentions around that on Monday. Anything that will take time, discipline, responsibility that we could enjoy or we could involve with regarding relationships could be a very supportive way of coming into this week. Now, once we do get to the Tuesday time period, we start the very long transit of Pisces. The moon will be in Pisces all the way up until Friday. And Pisces is the more spiritual, deeper energy. So this Tuesday through Thursday, I think it's a very good time for being present, a little bit mindful in the now moment. Maybe, even though it is the heightened energy of the cycle, still getting plenty of rest and sleep and inward time, spiritual time. Since it is the more active phase of the cycle, it could be very supportive for things like spiritual activities or creative activities, or just simply following our soul's dreams and ideals, what's important to us on a soul level. This is fundamentally what Pisces is about finding more soul satisfaction in life. And this can be, of course, through that peace, right, or spirituality, but also through following any dreams that we have as well. So that's going to be the more watery, inward kind of energy we'll feel probably Tuesday through Thursday, even though there is still a lot of that fire energy taking place with Leo. Now, with this, Mercury will be opposite up to Pisces planet, which is Neptune. And so our minds will be getting a dose of this more dreamy, imaginative kind of energy the later part of Tuesday into Wednesday. So it is good to consciously and constructively let the mind wander a little bit, access some intuition, really good for spiritual activities with Mercury-Neptune aspects, meditation, yoga, these kinds of activities, and also creative things as well that do involve that imagination. But it really is about grounding it. So anything that we can do to use our minds, which is Mercury, to understand more of the spiritual realms or the unconscious realms or the creative, imaginative realms could be very good. And finding the balance with this, because oftentimes with oppositions, we can go to extremes collectively. And with Neptune sometimes wanting to escape or hide away or get too caught up into any dreams or ideals. So we do want to, again, be mindful and conscious of that to make sure it's channeled constructively. And again, anything that is about doing what's important to us on a soul level, finding a little bit more peace in our life, and healthy and constructive ways of finding peace in the day-to-day could be a great way of working with that opposition. All right, and we'll start to feel a bit of that here on Wednesday as well as we ease up out of that. And again, the moon will still be in watery Pisces. Now, once we do get to this Thursday time period, Mercury will start to shift into Virgo, where he is in domicile. He is very comfortable. And so our minds are starting to get into that analytical type of energy, which could be very supportive for things like our work, or again, personal development, just really getting into the details of things mentally. So great to see what can be improved both personally and in our lives, and doing the work there, day-to-day work, routines, building good habits, our service, right? It can be very constructive time periods with what will be a very long transit of Mercury here in improvement-oriented Virgo. And this starts to balance out some of the fire energy. It really will be the second part of the week, a balance between the expressive Leo energies and the improvement-oriented Virgo energies. All right, and then once we do get to this Thursday time period, Mercury, that planet of our minds and communication, will be trining up to deep Pluto. So this is very supportive for things that involve uncovering deep truths, again, maybe research, uncovering deep things. In relationships, communication can be more authentic, more candid, and willing to dive deep with things. So anything that is about using our mind or communications in the realm of depth, of truth, right? Very supportive here with this trine, and very empowering actually too. Sometimes even in trines, if there's any fears we can face with Pluto, Pluto's all about empowerment. And so something we wanted to write or communicate or use our mind with to uncover and research. Very, very supportive time for that with the trine. Now, on a minor note, Venus will be opposite up to healing Chiron, and Venus is relationships, and oppositions oftentimes are relationships as well. So there could be maybe an opportunity here around Thursday for some healing in the interpersonal realms, whether it's in our everyday sort of relationships, or if it's in more personal relationships. In either case, any intentions around healing or facing some wounds to connect or share or exchange could be very therapeutic here with this opposition to Chiron. All right, and not to mention we could enjoy anything that is either physical or spiritual healing here around the Thursday time period as well, especially with Pluto, which represents very much the same things as Chiron, is in that supportive trine with Mercury. All right, and of course, we'll still be in that watery energy of Pisces as we go through this Thursday. And then Friday, the moon will start to shift into more independent Aries. And we do come up to the trine between the sun and moon, which will be in the supportive fire signs. So Friday and Saturday, very good for taking some action, some initiative, some things that do require independence in our life. It is about getting into some of that fiery energy those 2 days. We could know some themes with that, and still some support, still some higher energy in the lunar cycle, especially after coming out of that more inward Pisces energy, that middle part of the week. And then the weekends with the moon going into Taurus, which will take us into next week, which is the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle, suggesting that Sunday into next week could be good for taking things slowly and steadily. This is very different from the expressive Leo energies, right? So this is Leo about having fun, playfulness, self-expression, but Taurus is more grounded. So just taking the slow and steady approach to things. Moon likes to be here, so maybe enjoying just some of the relaxations of life or nature, or the natural abundances of life could be a great way of working with Sunday. All right, everyone, so that is the week in a nutshell. Everything's mostly concentrated in the first half of the week in terms of the astrological events. We do have this full moon coming into this week about making shifts and changes along our life path for implementation. We have some support with Saturn on Monday, some grounding energy, a lot of aspects with Mercury, which deal with our minds and communications around the Tuesday, Wednesday. Good to do that spiritual stuff or more inward stuff with the mind and communications. Compassionate stuff as well, unconditional, compassionate communications with that. But then a deep mind, very supportive, the mid part of the week, and those deeper communications as well. All right, so everyone have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click this like button if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not yet signed up for MTZ Insiders, it is a free newsletter. You can sign up down below on YouTube, and you do get these videos released at least a few days before the week. So if you're not yet signed up, definitely sign up for that. But again, have a great one, everyone, and I'll see you all next time for the next weekly forecast. Take care.